What up, though, big dog? So, welcome to the Freight Broker Report. I'm going to talk to you about two subjects I want to get out. How you can start, two businesses that can make you over six figures in each business. So, if you're not familiar with what I do, I'm a freight broker. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is how to get into the freight broker business, and then next we're going to carry on to the next subject. But stay to the end so you can hear exactly what I'm trying to tell you, trying to share with you as far as how you can break into 2025, get into this industry, at the dip. I'm talking about, how they talk about it in crypto by the dip. Right now, the trucking industry is basically at the bottom. You're all the way at the dip. So this probably is the perfect opportunity for you to get into the trucking industry. And in Pacific, in particular, what we're going to talk about first is jumping into freight brokering. Now, why would I say freight brokering? Because the barrier entry is at minimum at this point right now. Not to say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if you're like me and all my fellow comrades, if you have a felony, right, this is one of the industries that's going to let you in with open arms. And that's basically what we need as far as getting into this business. We want to provide for our family. So if you want to be someone that's going to, making six figures or more, and not scared to, get your feet in the game, hands dirty and all that, I would say start off, becoming a freight broker. Now, what are the steps to becoming a freight broker? I have a previous video that can go over that, but just to give it a quick summary, step one, you want to set up your EIN number, or get your EIN number from irs.gov. You also want to set up your business entity, whether it's a LLC, S Corp, C Corp, DBA, partnership, all those type of things. You want to get your business set up with the your local Secretary of State. Now, the cost, can range from anywhere from $50, like in the state of Michigan, it's $50 just to form an LLC, but it could be $200 somewhere else. So check with your local Secretary of State Department to get the correct amount of money that you're going to be spending to start your business. After you get your LLC set up, you want to head over to get your business checking account set up. Go to your local credit union or bank. Take your articles of organization inside of the bank. They're gonna go over, all the basic features that they have and what you are looking for as far as a checking account. You can just start with the basic, set you up a checking account. Next, you want to file your broker authority. There's a $300 application. You want to go to FMCSA, that's Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. You want to set up your OPI application, and you want to check the box for freight broker. There's a freight broker and a freight forwarder. Those are two different things, basically doing the same thing, but two different avenues. Freight broker is going to be transporting basic goods and services on a truck, and the freight forwarder is going to be doing more things of overseas. You're going to be dealing with containers and things of that nature. So choose the one that's going to best apply to you. You know what I'm talking about? After you get your broker authority, it's going to take like a 14-day process in order for it, for it to be to go through the process and before you get it approved or denied. 14 days, and once the 14 days is up, nobody files a petition against you getting your authority, then you have your broker authority. $300 application. Okay, that's at the FMCSA. Next, you want to get you have to get a bond. I have a bond, $75,000. I believe it's BMC broker bond. I'm gonna put the name of the company that I went with on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. And that can range, and this is based off your credit. So when you get a broker bond, it's a $75,000 broker bond. But don't think of it as, talking about that you're getting you got to put up $75,000. No, that's not the case. So basically what you do is basically like you're putting a down payment, or you're putting a certain amount of money on this particular bond, and it covers that $75,000 amount. So the amount could be anywhere from $1,500 all the way up to like $4,000. All depends. And there's three different ways that you can pay for this particular bond. You can pay for it monthly, quarterly, or annually. So that's based off your credit as well, because there's a lot of companies out here that's only going to deal, since you're a new broker authority. That's what I ran into when I first got into this game. My credit's pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? I got it like 680, 700, and I believe it's like 668 or something, somewhere around there, you know what I'm talking about? So credit wasn't that bad, right? But for the sake of getting this insurance for the broker authority, not too many, like JW Surety and a couple others, they denied me because they said they're not accepting new freight brokers, right? So I had to go to basically some outside companies. So you're gonna shop around to get the best quote for you. So what it ends up being is I paid, it was $2,800 for my my bond for the entire year. So I came out of pocket about $2,800 for that. Next, you have to get your UCR. And this is basically your UCR is basically where if in case you need some type of mailing or any type of paperwork being submitted or submitted to you, then they'll be the one receiving it, which is basically they're the agent. So they're gonna be the ones receiving your mail. And just in case somebody sues you or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, they will get that paperwork and they forward it over to you. And that particular application was $37 for me, at least. After that, you know, you have, I did my broker authority, I was $300. I did my bond, which was $2,800, and then the UCR. Those are the three things that were required for me to start my broker authority. Now, on the flip side of that, you can go the extra mile and get some more extensive insurance, like errors and omission, and then there's another one that you can get. And this will allow you to get what they say is, you know what I'm saying, if these shippers that you want to contract with want to do business with you, and they see you just have the limited amount of insurance, they're more likely to go with somebody that got more skin in the game than just the other person, right? So I would suggest getting errors and omission insurance as well if you really want to get out and take this ship serious. I got errors and omission insurance from the same company that I got my broker authority. Not my broker authority, my bonded insurance from. And after that, you in the door. Next thing you're going to want to be doing is you want to be. I don't know if you cool with being on the phone or going in person to talk to people. And if you're not, you know what I'm saying, because basically what you're going to be doing is you're selling your services. And the easiest way to get into getting your first contract, I'm still working on my first contract, and I started my broker authority in October. Now we in January right now. So that just lets you know that it don't come that easy, you know. So with that being said, you have to get on that horn. You got to build relationships. You got to make these calls in order for you to build business around here. Mind you, this is a easy business to get into, but it is not easy to get business. You know what I'm talking about? So you got to treat this just like if you don't get nothing popping today, I'm not gonna eat. So you always got to be, I would say, be pushing out here to get contracts. You want to start building relationship with truckers, carriers, what they call them, carriers, but they're truck drivers. You want to build a relationship with them. These are the ones that's going to be pushing the loads for you, you know what I'm saying, from point A to point B. You know what I'm talking about? And we got to take care of them just like, you know what I'm saying, we want to be taken care of. So say, for instance, you got loads and you build a relationship with somebody, as opposed to going to a load board, you can throw those loads out to people that you already know in your network. Now, that's the first one. You can make, now I'm just going to give you a simple equation. Say, for instance, you do 20 loads a week, right? 20, you ship out, you know what I'm saying, you got 20 loads per week at $200 a pop. If I had my phone, I think that's 4,000. So 20 loads per week times $200 average per load, you can make $4,000 per week. $4,000 per week times 52 weeks. That's $208,000. But we're not gonna work 52 weeks out the year. More than likely, you're gonna work like 46, somewhere around there. You want to take your vacation time, whatever the case may be. But that clearly puts you over the 6-figure mark that I was just talking about. How you can make 6 figures in this particular industry. Now, mind you, it's not gonna be easy, but just let you know that, you know what I'm saying, this is possible. And we can just break it down. Even if you're not doing 200, you still can get, you know what I'm saying, 100, 150 off of each load. So that's one way you can break into this industry and make some money. And this is for my felons. You know what I'm talking about? If you got a felony, this particular industry is one of the most felon-friendly industries that you can get into. You know what I'm saying, at this point. We are the reason why, you know what I'm talking about, I ain't gonna say we, you know what I'm talking about, because there's truck drivers that are not felons. But if you are a felon, this is one of the industries you can get into that can make some decent amount of money, and you don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, clocking in and making $15, $16, $17 an hour. You know what I'm talking about? You can make some real good money out here. So that's why I'm telling you about freight brokering, because I got comrades as well that, you know, just came home, some went in, you know what I'm saying, but they all also are thinking about what they can do when they do come home, or when they fresh coming home and they don't want to work that job. So getting into the trucking industry is most definitely one of the most, you know, profitable things that you can do. Next, the second thing that I want to talk about is becoming a freight dispatcher. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because somebody, you know, pulled me to the side, you know what I'm saying, one of my mentor, and just told me, like, in the midst of you building up your freight broker business, you still got to bring in revenue, you know what I'm saying, on a daily or weekly basis, right? So why won't you just split that in half and become a freight dispatcher? Meaning, you are the one that's finding loads for these truck drivers and carriers, and you get paid a fee, anywhere from 8% to 10%. I forgot to tell you, like, the freight broker business is probably between 10 and 20%. And what we're talking about right now, dispatching can bring you in, we'll say, between 8 to 10%, you know what I'm saying, per load. So you do the math. How can you become a dispatcher? Well, the dispatching business is something totally different. What you're doing is you're booking loads for one, and you get paid a fee for booking that particular load. Okay. Now, how do you get started? First, you got to do the same thing that you did before, which is get your EIN number from IRS.gov. Next, you want to go to the local Secretary of State to file your LLC to form your business entity. You want to set up your business bank account. And then you also want to have QuickBooks for both of those particular businesses as well. Reason being is because you want to keep track of your books. You want to have them numbers taken care of, because you want to pay your taxes at the end. It's really important that you pay your taxes. Okay. And then you have to just sign up with load boards, so you can be able to find these loads for these particular carriers and book loads for them. Now, there's the step-by-step thing that I'm gonna go over in another video on how you basically do the process of dispatching. But if you do 8% per, we're just gonna say 8%. So what if we have a $1,780? $1,780 times 8%. So if you charge 8% off of $1,780 trip for a carrier, you make $142. Okay. And say, for instance, you do multiple loads a day. Okay, so that's where you're gonna come in with the multiple 6 figures. Because the goal of this is we're gonna treat this as like anything else. We want to rack up, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to make $1,000 days. So if we can do $1,000 per day, and by the end of the week, you can just chill from Saturday and Sunday if you choose to. That's $4,000 to $5,000 per week. So this is how you can take $2 two different businesses. One being that you're going to build up because it's going to be a long-term business, and one is going to be basically how you're going to be able to pay your bills. So you can use the dispatching to pay your bills, but you're using freight brokering to basically fund your business and your lifestyle. So that's what I wanted to bring with you today, as far as what two businesses that you can start in 2025, especially if you have felonies. Big dog, this video is for you. Anybody that I believe that has a challenged background should always be able to provide for their family, and not just the bare minimum where they got to still go out here and do crazy shit to get them jammed up and get back into the same situation as before. So I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It'll do me a favor. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, and light. Salute.